Hello, it's the Anfield Wrap. We're having a chat about the League Cup. Liverpool play Leicester in the League Cup. And I've heard a lot of different opinions about this competition now. It comes up every year, but opinion seems to be even stronger this year than ever before. It feels like some people might have changed their opinion as well. So we thought we'd give you ours, really, and we'd have a little bit of a chat about the pros and cons of the competition. One that Liverpool have obviously won 8 times, a record number. We've had some great times in it. There have been some great goals, great moments, great finals. Cardiff, Wembley, you know, all this kind of thing. And yet there's people, you know, but there's plenty of people that I'm seeing, certainly on social media, saying things like, I'm just not bothered. We put a poll up this morning. Some people feel I've done it negatively, if you like. Okay. Some people aren't happy about anything. But around 50% as things stand of about 3,500 last time I looked are saying, you know, a trophy's a trophy, and Liverpool sort of need to win one soon because, you know, 2012 was the last one. The one before that was 2006. It's not a lot of trophies for a team and a club that has traditionally defined itself by trophies.
Yeah, I think that's fair. My problem with the League Cup is the semi-finals. And I think that this is sort of where I've ended up, in that what you can do is you can rotate, and everyone will rotate. Leicester will rotate. This is important. It isn't just us who does this. This is everyone will rotate, including whichever side goes on to win the League Cup will almost certainly rotate in this round and probably the round after. So that's fair enough, in that it's actually an opportunity to get some minutes into some lads. So the idea now is that Oxlade-Chamberlain's going to get to run around and play for Liverpool, and that's a good thing.
Solanke.
So I'm not. Solanke's another great example. Even possibly Sturridge, if he goes with him again, there'll be nothing wrong with him getting another game. My problem with it is if you go out in the semi-final stage. So if you don't get the day out, you don't get your Wembley day out, and then if you don't win it even, to go through the rigmarole of it, what it did to us in January last year, and it isn't just us, what it does to everyone in that January, even if you go through, but especially if you go out, is, as Steve Armstrong once phrased it to me, and I like the line, it's the first kick in the balls of the season. It's the first kick in the balls you can get realistically as a top club, is to go out in the semi-final stage of the League Cup. And it takes a lot of picking up from, and what it does is your players are kaput. Because you've played your first 11 at a time when other sides are able to rotate, maybe with the third round of the FA Cup. They've gone through a really arduous Christmas period, so they can get through. Last year we got 10 points from the Christmas period. I think Chelsea got 10 points as well. But the difference that we had was that we then had to get through that January. And, you know, we had a really big game at Old Trafford, either side, I think, of the 2 legs against Southampton, and then we dropped points against Swansea at home. And I think that that's linked. I genuinely think that this is all, that the reason why I was so lacklustre against Swansea by the 3rd week of January is they've got through Christmas, they've come the other side, and now they've got this thing to deal with. And I think that's the problem with it. And I think there's loads of ways you could change the League Cup. Sam, who's filming this, once wrote to them to say, make the trophy bigger. They never wrote back. But it's a fabulous story. There's loads of things you could do. But one of the things I'd look to do is get it finished by, have the final on New Year's Day. And, you know, so get it all compressed, a semi-final, 1 leg, put it in a neutral venue, make it different to the FA Cup, not Wembley, in a neutral venue, so it's like the old FA Cup, so we all get to go to Villa Park on a Wednesday night, and it's mad.
I think this is part of the problem, isn't it, that it's ended up feeling like a tired format, really. And because the Champions League rules so much in terms of thinking, because of the prize money and everything else and the prestige of being involved in that, the prize money's crap for the League Cup, by the way. So, you know, like, as much as we as fans want to say finance doesn't matter and all that sort of thing, someone somewhere will be saying, not that bothered, upstairs in football clubs. The manager will get a sense of that. And you know, even at Liverpool, I mean, you go back to Ian Ayre and saying when Kenny wins it, like, essentially it wouldn't, you know, if he'd have won that in the FA Cup, he still would have lost his job, is what he essentially said, wasn't it? And so when you've had that sown into people's minds, then is it any wonder, really? But I think the other thing worth saying is that, you know, the cup itself, if you like, or football, or whoever you want to blame, don't just blame the fans. They've killed it, haven't they? You know, football's killed it. Because, you know, it's a competition that, as I said at the top, that, you know, we'll all have good memories of it. Like 2001, you know, that started off a chain of events where Liverpool were brilliant and we had a fantastic season. You know, and there's been some fantastic goals, not least, you know, Graham Souness. But you know what I mean? There's loads of great moments. We've won it 8 times, so it's going to be great. But
one of the things that occurred to me was I quite like, if we got through against Leicester, I'd just quite like to almost get, and I'd almost like more aways than homes theoretically. But there was a thing in me, it'd be great to get everyone at home. Like, at least then you'd feel like, well, you've got a derby and you can get your teeth stuck into that. But the other thing, it's important to say there's nothing new under the sun and football goes in cycles. Shankly never won it, and Shankly didn't take it very seriously. Like, he basically thought it was, why am I wasting my time and energy on this? And you can, again, we can do the Liverpool exists to win trophies thing, etc., etc. Well, the other thing to point out is that from 66 to 73, Shankly doesn't win a trophy, and he also doesn't take the League Cup seriously in that period. He's trying to win a league title. He's trying to win a league title. That's what he's trying to do. So I think that, you know, we can hark back and we can rightly point at that fantastic run of success under Paisley and other areas where it massively helped that Houllier side. But you can get lost and you can do your own head in a bit. That said, I hope we beat Leicester, and then I hope we either get Everton at home or a series of away draws. The thing is, if you get to the semis and you don't win it, I just think it's a killer.
Yeah, I'd like us to win tomorrow, just because I think
we could do with a win.
We need to clear the decks. We need to lift everyone. We need to get rid of some of this criticism that's flying around. But on the subject of criticism, if Jürgen Klopp had have won this trophy when we played Man City in the final, would we be talking about things in a lot of a different way? I'm not sure.
Absolutely not.
Let us know what you think, as ever, in the comments below. Genuinely intrigued to know what you think on this one, because I'm looking to write something about this myself. Another thing quickly as well is that, you know, young Liverpool fans out there would probably like to see Liverpool win something and quite might fancy a big day out. So I always think of them. Think of the children, Neil.
Yeah, you're a good man, Robbo. Better than me.
But that's been another little Anfield Wrap video. As I say, let us know what you think. Want to know.